Welcome to the WarmUp podcast. I am Sandra Avelli. This is season 1, episode 1. I am here today with my guest, Teanna Moye.
Hi.
She is an aesthetic specialist.
Sure. I'm aesthetic art, essentially.
Okay.
So.
And she does a lot of other things too. Like, I don't know all of the things. It seems like a big list.
Yes.
So we're going to discuss a little bit of weight loss
Yeah.
things, fitness and injections and services that are helpful for people who are in the fitness industry who have really fast metabolisms like myself. And then whatever else you'd like to discuss.
Perfect. I'm excited.
Where are you from?
I was actually born in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. Raised in Hawaii, and then we moved to Minnesota. My mom's from here, so we've lived here ever since. But yeah, so technically I'm a foreigner.
All right.
Military parents.
That makes more sense. Okay. How long have you been here?
I moved here, so like 22 years now. So for a long time.
For a long time. Yeah. So this is home.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely home.
And you mentioned you have 2 sons?
I have 2 sons. I have a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old who are super big into fitness.
Awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about you said before when we were chatting that you're in 2 locations currently.
Currently. So I'm actually in 3. So right now I own my own med spa in Roseville. So right down the street from here, actually. And I'm also at Med Spa Institute. And then I'm also at RJ in Burnsville.
How do you do that?
I'm really good with my schedule.
Okay. Time management's a huge thing.
I'm dedicated at certain places on certain days. So
Okay, that makes it easier.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your the weight loss side of things for you. Is this a first-hand experience? Is this what is?
It's definitely a first-hand experience. So I have always struggled with weight, like since I was little, like no matter what, back and forth. I've had trainers, I've done the diets, the yo-yo diets, all of that stuff. And so I actually, when I went to nursing school, had realized like I was rapidly like gaining weight. Like I've never weighed this much in my life. Like what's going on? So the stress of being a nurse and my cortisol levels have like shot through the roof. So from then I was like, what can I do? So I opted to do weight loss meds. So I started semaglutide, and then I opted to go to tirzepatide because it's a little bit stronger. And so right now I'm going into my 3rd month.
Okay.
So a big thing with that is like I've lost 10 pounds, except I've lost insane inches.
Okay.
So I'm a firm believer of like, don't always follow the scale. Definitely. And trainers always tell you that, like, measure yourself, take the pictures, see the progress. So that has definitely helped with that.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm a big one on weight loss meds right now. They definitely help, not just for like losing the weight, but like curbing the appetite, making you make lifestyle changes. I mean, you don't eat as much, but people don't realize sometimes they don't eat enough and they still need to make better choices with their food. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Are there, what is your experience with side effects?
The only side effects that I had was my like gut motility slowing down. So I definitely have upped my intake of fiber. Other than that, I've had nothing else.
With the upped intake of fiber, has that helped it?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It just helps keep you regular.
Right. Necessary though.
Absolutely.
So necessary.
So there's some people who've said they've had like hair loss or their skin is broken out or they've had other issues. No, that's it. And all the people, so at RJ, we definitely do the weight loss. Not many people have had any other symptoms either. Typically, it's just like the safe thing, just like a slower gut, because obviously when you have those GLP-1s, they're going to slow down your motility. They're going to keep you fuller longer. So
That makes sense.
it comes with it.
With the weight loss side of things, when people lose like extreme weight, what services do you offer to help with like tightening the neck or things like that?
So RF microneedling, we can do Avelli like cellulite treatments, because a lot of times people see their cellulite more when they lose weight just because of their skin. Fillers can help with that. I know people say like Ozempic face. Essentially it's because you lose fat so rapidly in your face. Their face really isn't gone, they're just losing that excess fat. So fillers can help with that. Botox, you can do PRP, which is a little bit more on the natural side. So I offer PRF Easy Gel, And so that's a more natural version of a filler. So you do the PRP, you spin your blood down and create a gel, and then you can deposit it. And it works just like fillers, except you don't have quite the reaction as you would with a regular filler. Your body soaks it back in, and then it helps build that collagen for you.
So that sounds like it would be something like for me.
Yes, because you work out every single day. You're hardcore with your workouts, so you metabolize fillers and toxin super quick, which can get super expensive. Another one that I know we chatted about was Daxify for you, because it's a longer lasting and it has peptides in it, so it's going to make your skin beautiful, and it's also going to last a lot longer for you because you work out so much.
Makes sense. Makes sense. What with the 3 clinics, do they specialize in different things?
Yes. So my clinic, I do like your basic SD services. I do facials. I do RF at mine too. I do fillers. I do all the toxins. I do the PRF Easy Gel there as well. And then at MedSpa Institute, I only do fillers and toxins there. And then I teach nurses how to do Botox and fillers there.
Okay.
And then at RJ, there's a plethora of things that can be done there, because we also have an MD on site with a surgical center.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, okay. So he can do even more skin tightening on you. He can do lipo. He can do other things that I can't provide, but I'm always there for like recovery purposes along with other nurses there. But then we also have lasers. So we can do skin tightening with the lasers. We can help with your skin texture with laser. Hair removal, all those extra things, like when people start losing weight, they want to do other things to make themselves feel good.
Right. Yeah.
Or to do the things that they've never been able to do before or didn't think that they could do before. So yeah, we just have some extra things there, like that we can do a little bit more of. Red light therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So
have you done the red light therapy yourself?
I love red light therapy.
I do.
I live for it. That and infrared saunas.
Mm-hmm.
They're both so good.
I feel like it does help with restoration.
Yes.
And for me, for working out, I've used it for recovery.
Yep.
And also like breath work, doing breath work in the sauna.
Ooh.
So then you're resetting your nervous system while you're recovering.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. So I tried to figure out what I used to do, like how did I gain all this weight, and like my cortisol levels go out of whack. Before I went to nursing school, I was an avid yogi. Okay. I went to hot yoga every single day of the week, like no matter what. How my kid goes to the gym every single day, I went to hot yoga.
Like I'm there.
Yep, every single day, no matter what. Sometimes I would do back-to-back classes, and that helped keep my cortisol levels. That helped keep me balanced. So right now I'm heading back in that way to start doing yoga again.
Oh, good. So you're making time.
Yes.
Good.
Making that time. And a lot of people don't realize how much that breath work helps with weight loss as well.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I noticed with the breath work, again, so when I'm preparing for a show, my cortisol levels are high because I'm putting so much stress on my body.
Yep.
And in order to reduce those, because when they're high, you don't look as good.
Right.
I went to a breathwork specialist.
Ooh.
And that was incredible.
Interesting.
Yes.
So what does a breathwork specialist do?
They guide you through breathwork because that's literally all he does. But the first time I went to him was in an infrared sauna.
Okay.
And took me through movements called the human garage.
Ooh.
And you're using your body, moving in different ways with your breath.
Oh, I want more info on that. I might have to do that.
Yes, highly recommend.
It's awesome. That is super awesome.
So tell me a little bit about like Daxify and what was the other, the longevity of it.
Okay, so typically when people get toxins, you get like your Botox or your Dysport. They usually last like 4 to 5 months, depending. I know that's funny for you. It's like a month and a half, 2. Like you're like pushing it out. Mm-hmm. So it has double the length.
Okay.
So typically you don't come back for like 6 and some people 9 months with the Daxify. I do find that like the first time you get it, it does wear like normal, and then once you get your next dose, it lasts longer.
Okay. So like builds up in your system a little bit?
Just a little bit, but it doesn't contain the same amount of like proteins that Botox has. So a lot of people get, with their Botox, they can build tolerance. because it has the proteins. Your body recognizes them. It's like, hey, we see this, we know this, we don't want this anymore.
We're gonna
And
consume
then
it.
you still like get wrinkles. And you're like, I don't want that. And so I always tell people to take a break.
Yeah.
Sometimes like maybe you need to switch up from your Botox regularly and then throw some Daxify in there. Or maybe you need to switch from Daxify and do Dysport. Give your body a break. Try different neurotoxins so you don't build up any kind of tolerance.
It's kind of like your workouts.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So tell me about you and your workouts. So I have friends who go to you,
Yes.
and they have talked about you for literally years.
Okay.
And they've been like, you have to see her, you have to go to her. I've gone to Angie, and they're like, no, you have to go to Sandra, you have to see her. And they absolutely love you. So now I'm going to make my way to see you.
Well, you should. It's just like right there. Yeah, I've been a trainer for since 2003.
Okay.
And I don't think I really took it to heart as much as I did. I think it took me about 10 years to realize that I could really make an impact
Okay.
and change people's lives. And like you, remake them, if you will, but if they're willing.
Yeah,
You can't force somebody to do something they don't want to.
exactly.
But if they're showing up, and once they see a change, just like you're offering a change, they show up and work harder.
Mm-hmm.
And they show up and they're more motivated to do the things outside of the gym.
Okay.
I started competing as a bodybuilder in 2007 when there were only 3 categories. I've competed in figure, bikini, women's physique. Went back to bikini, which was a bad idea. I didn't realize I still had so much muscle, so I took an 8-year break. And then I came back in 2022 to women's physique.
Okay. I mean, your photos are insane. They're like, I want to look like that. Like, your photos are motivation of what
Thank
you
you.
should look like. It's there. It's always like, where do you find that you can? I'm taking over your podcast. But
That's okay.
where do you find that motivation to be like so dedicated to the gym? Like, sure, I can go to the gym, and I always ask my kid that do the same thing. Like, every day he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what motivates you to like be like, I can do this every day?
It's not always motivation.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's discipline, because there are times where I'm like, I would rather just sit home and not do anything.
Yeah.
But it's not going to make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I have to lead also by example, not only for myself, but for my kids and my clients. So if I'm not showing up for myself, how can I expect anyone else to do that?
100%. Absolutely. Amazing.
You know, that's that in a nutshell. But I started doing nutrition more, not for myself. I mean, obviously for the competing, I honed that in that side. But I started working with fighters for weight cuts in 2013. And that's when I did advanced sports nutrition.
Okay.
And the micronutrients and food timing and things like that.
Well, we're going to have to make a plan. That's my
Yes.
whole new thing now, ever since my trip to Canada.
Yes.
And I've been like less bloated, no swelling, inflammation has gone down. It's insane how much food can make a difference.
And our food, like you said, here, that's so processed. And the inflammation is ridiculous. I actually just had a client who lost 8 pounds just from inflammation.
That was me in Canada in a week. I was like, wow.
Yeah, this was for 3 days. Crazy. The body's so smart.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, we're just going to pad you to protect you.
Yes. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. I mean, no gut issues, nothing. And I'm like, what is so different? Like, looking at their breads, they don't contain any of the extra preservatives. There's no high fructose corn syrup and everything, which is obviously we know is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, at times you're like, oh, this food tastes so great. And then at times you're like, ugh, I feel like crap.
So since you've been back, what did you change?
I definitely have gone like whole foods only. So I have not gone to any fast food. I haven't ingested any kind of bread due to, I was going to do like gluten-free when I came back, but then I was like, I had gluten there just fine. So it's obviously not that, but I'm just like, let me just cut out the bread and call it a day. I've made my own pasta now, which I've done in the past before. So it's pretty easy with a pasta maker. And then whole foods. So just like fruits, veggies, nothing super processed. My chicken, antibiotic free, hormone free, cooking it that way and just doing like lots of salads and veggies.
What do you feel about the price tag on that?
It's hit or miss. So I like to shop around.
Yes.
There's places that like Aldi. Like I actually love Aldi, and a lot of their foods are from Europe and contain no preservatives and none of the extra stuff. They don't use the color. They don't do anything that can cause like inflammation. But you definitely have to go through and pick and choose because I mean they still sell like Oreo brand stuff that has all that stuff in there. I do like Whole Foods. I mean, if you are an Amazon member, you definitely get a discount.
Right.
It makes a difference.
It does help.
And Fresh Thyme.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I do like
too.
Fresh. I feel like they have a good blend between what Whole Foods offers and like Trader Joe's offers.
Yeah. See, Trader Joe's I find super pricey, but people love it.
I don't know that it's super. I don't love their produce. I don't feel like it lasts.
Okay.
But that's just my own experience. For Whole Foods, I feel like their produce section is amazing.
Yes.
It's always, I've not had a bad experience with that.
It's always fresh. And then I can't wait for summertime for the farmers market.
That part. And then support the locals.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So what do you plan for your next journey? What's next for you?
I don't know. Just keep like weight loss and helping more people with that, and working on my nutrition and working on the trainer to get back to we always say to get back to where we were. Like I don't want to be where I was.
Right.
I want to be a better version of me at this point now.
Correct.
So
We can't compare ourselves to our past selves.
right.
Because we will never be that again.
No.
Nor do we want to be.
Correct. It's like if I go back to that, I'll be like, not as mature as I should have been, not doing all the things, but
Life experience.
yes, it helps.
It does help a lot.
And I definitely want to gym more. I like to challenge my kids. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to challenge you guys. I was like, I'm going to drop the weight, and I do talk to them about a lot of body recomposition, which my son gave an entire presentation about that.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, can I hire him?
Right. You could actually. He'll be like, I'll train anybody. So yeah, I want to get into more of that actually, like understanding those micronutrients, understanding body recomposition and your macros. Like, I don't know why. I've gone to nursing school, done all the things, macros, over my head. Like, I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what?
I mean, you know what you know.
Yeah.
And you focused on certain things. So
Yeah, so that's a big one for me. It's like I really want to hone in on macros.
okay.
Like, I guess it's that whole breakdown of like, why is a half a cup of chicken breast like this? Like, why does this equal this? Why does this equal this?
Oh, you want a deep dive.
I want a deep dive. Yeah. I can't ever do
You don't
anything on
want
the
the
top.
surface
No. And maybe that's why I don't understand this, because I haven't deep dived into it yet to be like, okay, this makes sense now. I understand why we're doing this. I understand why you would do a half a cup of quinoa versus a half a cup of brown rice. Like, why this is going to make so much more sense. So yes, I need to deep dive into the macro world.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, not everybody wants that depth of understanding. But the fact that you do, you're thirsty for knowledge.
Yes, I love that. I've done the like, make me a meal plan, and then I'm like,
why?
Well, what if I want to change this? Like, why is that? Like, how do I switch out something that I'm gonna like better, or things like that? So yes, and it also will help with clinic-wise with people who are on weight loss meds, being like, let's talk about your nutrition. Like, what are you doing? I'm not a dietitian, but I can also give advice. Send something to someone. Do something so they have a better understanding of what's going to work better.
That makes sense. Are you finding your passions growing with this?
Yes, it is. Because you see the difference. And there's so many people, well, thanks to Oprah now.
Yes.
Because there's such a stigma around it where people are like, I don't want anyone to know I'm on it. Like, don't tell any. There's also a stigma with like fillers. Like, people don't want people to know they have fillers. They don't want people to know they get Botox. Like, come on. People are getting full facelifts now. Like, it's fine.
I mean, they've been doing it for a long time.
Yes.
I remember that whole collagen injection in the lips.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm older than you. So, but I think it was early 90s, the collagen, everyone was doing it. I was walking around like this. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't do it for me, but.
Yep. I mean, trends change, things change, but I feel like now everyone wants to go into their filterless era. So with that filter server, they want to have the good skin. They want to be 100% open about the things that they're doing. There's like no reason to hide behind it.
No. And yeah, I think that people are more open and understanding to things, but I do think there is a little bit of stigma with the weight loss drugs still.
Yeah.
I think there's less with the aesthetic portion because we're in such a vain era.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at the weight loss portion of it, this is your overall health you're talking about. This is going to combat hypertension and diabetes and other things that come along with being overweight.
Right. Exactly.
Joints and...
Do you feel like you have a lot of younger people working out?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I was like, I feel like we have a lot more younger crowd doing like aesthetic procedures way earlier than I would have ever.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I'm almost 40. Like, I would have never been like at their age. Like, I'm 19, like getting Botox. And you're like, you don't have a wrinkle. What are you doing?
I use it as preventative. Like, I have clients in their early 20s and they're like already never would. I think the first time I got Botox was, I think I was 39.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not.
I was 29.
Yeah. So
like,
probably around the same time.
I was like, maybe I'll try this and see like what this is all about. But yeah, they're like getting younger and younger, doing more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
Are you one of the people that will do like less is more, or are you what they want, or both?
Both.
Okay.
I do like less is more. I like people to look natural. So and then it comes also with that age thing, like late 30s, moving in their 40s, they want to look like themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They want to look natural. They still want movement. Like right now, I have 0 tox in my face because I want to get my brows microbladed. And I'm making all these faces. I'm like, oh, I need tox. But at the same time, everyone's like, no, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
And then there's the younger they are, I try not to do too much tox. Sometimes it makes them look older.
Oh, I could see that.
And they don't realize that it makes them look older.
They just want the frozen
They
face.
just want the frozen face. Because they don't want to get the wrinkles because they might have had like mom who absolutely has had no aesthetic services. Or they had mom who has had all the aesthetic services.
Extremes.
So, yeah, it's either like one or the other. And they're like, I don't want it. I just want my face frozen. And you're like, all right, fine. But yeah, there's a happy medium in between I like to give everyone. But
that's good.
I definitely won't overfill anybody.
I've seen that as well, with especially lips.
Yes, I will definitely say no. And I will definitely let you know if it's time to dissolve.
Is it common for people to have dysmorphia with that? Do you think with fillers and things like that?
Sometimes. I don't, maybe before, not so much now. I don't think so. I mean, you see like the extremes on like TikTok and like Facebook where you're like these articles where people are like going overboard with everything. I don't find as much with like filler so much, except for people who are in like the social media limelight all the time.
Okay.
And sometimes you're like, someone needs to tell them to like chill out.
Take a break.
Yes. And then you always should find that provider who is willing to like say no.
And be
Like,
honest.
yes, that's a good provider. Someone who's going to say no. They're not just in it to get your money. They're not in it for anything extra. They're going to be like, no, you don't need that. No, you don't need that filler. No, you don't need that third BBL. Like, no.
The third BBL?
Hey.
What?
Usually 2 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people do 2 rounds.
What do you think about the look of the BBL, honestly?
I think it can look great. There's some people who can go overboard. There's some people who it totally changes like everything about them, and actually doing the recovery for it, it's crazy to see the difference of what they look like. Most people actually look really natural.
Okay.
Like their butts, I mean, it's their fat, but it looks like their butt belongs to them.
Like that shape should be there.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't look like overly proportionate. I have actually found more women with natural bodies who are like overly proportionate than women who get BBLs.
Okay.
So with that, a lot of people are also doing like the sculpture butt lift.
I have not heard about that.
Okay, so sculpture is a biostimulator. You can use it in your face to help produce collagen. You can also put it in your butt to like help lift, and it creates the collagen in your butt as well.
Okay.
Price wise, you might as well get a BBL, but
Right.
I've talked to Dr. B about that, but then everyone like has their limits if they want to go under. and be like put out. So
this is just an injection.
Yeah, just an injection that you can get.
But creates the same effect.
Similar. Yep. So those look just as natural too. That's another one that you can get. I mean, and sometimes people want BBLs and they really just need like a little filler. And you can do fillers now to like help with hip dips that you can like fill your butt.
I did not know.
Oh yeah.
I am so out of it.
There's all kinds of things. So like if you have like hip dips, you can do like permanent filler for your hip dips.
So it doesn't dissolve.
It doesn't dissolve, but I mean, if you gain weight, it gains weight with you. You lose weight, but it'll stay in that area so you don't get those hip dips back. A lot of people don't like their hip dips, I'm finding.
Who knew?
I know, right?
I did not know that.
There used to be like, do these exercises to like fix your hip dips, and like they don't work.
Or they don't want to do them.
Or they don't want to do them. They don't work as well. But yeah, that's another one, is like permanent filler. That works really, really well.
Okay. I'm learning so much.
Yeah, there's so many
things.
There's so many things in the aesthetic world that you're like, wow, you can do that? I mean, and like there's like cellulite removal.
Well, so I know that like lipo, isn't that like cellulite removal? It's fat removal.
It's fat removal.
But not cellulite.
Not necessarily cellulite. So you can still have like cellulite pockets, like even after getting lipo. But it's just like the fascia, like, you know, Ashley Black, the like fascia blaster thing. So essentially it's like that is like pulling on your skin, and that's what is actually causing that cellulite. It's called a fat pocket, but it's just pulling down and making that skin sink in. If you cut that, your skin pops back up. It's fascinating to see.
Wow.
But yeah, you can
kind of rewarding.
Like, yeah, you just like go in and you can just like do that, and it's pretty sweet. But yeah, you can get rid of your cellulite that way. So there's so many treatments out there now that have never been. I feel like the surgical world has turned into this insane aesthetic world that never existed, and like more and more we're getting all these treatments coming in.
Well, and then, okay, circling back to the whole weight loss portion, people losing weight, like you said, more cellulite appears. These are things that if they want to be completely confident in their body, working out on top of it, eating well, but now you have all these procedures that can make you, like, you're going to go on the beach and be 100% fine.
Yep. Yes, it's crazy. I see it in some people in like recovery who've had like gastric, then they've had like their skin removed, and they've had a tummy tuck, and now they're wanting like a second round of lipo to like take care of everything else. And I'm like, wow, that is like a lot. But
it's an investment.
I mean, like they're like $100,000 bodies.
But you still have to maintain that.
Correct. Which people don't get.
I think there's a misconception that if you, okay, I have all this money, I don't want to do the work, so I'm going to throw the money at it, do the procedures, and then I'm just going to be fine. But you're not.
No, you still have to do the work. You can pay for that BBL, but you still need to keep that BBL.
That's going to be, that's just a jump start.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't think a lot of people get that.
And I think that, that's a huge message right there.
Yes.
That's a huge message. So just from her.
Yes. You still have to keep it up. You still have to work out.
You still have to do the work.
The nutrition, working out, just maintaining everything.
Lifestyle.
Yes. Like at the end of the day, no matter what you do, whether you're doing surgery, whether you're doing meds, it always goes back to your nutrition and your lifestyle. Like working out, water, hydration is a big one.
Huge. For your skin especially.
Yes. So food, hydration, and working out. Like at the end of the day, no matter what, that's what you do.
Well, I would love to, at some point, come and visit you.
Absolutely.
And maybe try the Daxify.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
If there's anything else.
I think we should do PRP on you.
That'd be fun.
I think you would like that a lot.
Yeah, I haven't done anything on this face besides take care of just the skin in over almost 2 years, maybe a year.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Absolutely. I'm down for a visit anytime.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I think we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good.
Well, I am so happy to have you as my first guest.
Yay! I'm excited.
It'll be fun to continue this conversation as you evolve, and maybe we can
It'll be good.
Work on some things together.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm always down for it. I definitely want to come see you as a trainer and talk about macros with nutrition. For
The breakdown.
Sure. Yes,
The breakdown.
like sign me up now.
We'll do that when we're off camera. Well, thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for our visit and follow-up.